Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala amma ba'd. Author rahimahullah ta'ala, he continues in the Muqaddimah and he praises Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the most complete and pure praise. And he goes on to send or bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is his servant and messenger, his Habib and his Khalil, the most beloved slave to Allah and the closest of them all, the Khalil of Allah, the one who guides to the straight path and calls to a righteous or the correct religion. And this is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His sunnah and his way was to guide to the Sirat al-Mustaqim and to guide to the correct religion and to the correct path. And then he sends blessings and peace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon him, upon all of the prophets, upon the family of each of them, and upon all of the righteous. Then An-Nawawi rahimahullah, he says, أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون ما أريد منهم من رزق وما أريد أن يطعمون. He recites the verse from Surah Al-Dhariyat, where Allah said that I did not create the jinn kind nor mankind except for them to worship me alone. And I do not want or seek from them rizq, sustenance, nor for them to feed me. This is what Allah Azza wa Jal said. So the purpose of creation, the reason for us being here, is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is to fulfill the tawheed of Allah. So Imam An-Nawawi carries on and he says, وَهَذَا تَصْرِيحٌ بِأَنَّهُمْ خُلِقُوا لِلْعِبَادَةِ. This is now clear cut from the Quran that we were created, that both jinn and mankind were created lil-ibadah. The reason we were put on this earth, the reason we were brought into existence was to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This should be the primary focus of every single slave of Allah. The primary focus, the most important goal of our day, every single day, should be the ibadah, the ubudiyah, the servitude and worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have our duties in this world, we have our responsibilities, and that's part of living. It's the way Allah created this world. We will have those responsibilities, work and our family and this and that. But ultimately, most importantly, the believer puts the worship of Allah Azza wa Jal first. He puts the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost. So he says, this is what they were created for. And it is therefore their duty to take care of what they were created for. And to turn away from the attractions of the world, of this dunya, through bizzahada, he says, through zuhd, through asceticism, through cutting themselves off from this world, from distancing themselves from that which is of no benefit, is of no importance. For it is a place of loss with no permanent abode. Daru nafad, la mahallu ikhraj. This world, he says, it's a place that is a place of loss. It's not a place of ultimate victory. It's not a place of permanent abode. Every single thing in this dunya, it will come and it will go. Every single thing in this dunya, it's here today, it will benefit you today, and tomorrow it's gone. So, the believer, intelligent person, doesn't give all of his time and energy and credit for this world, because he understands it's a place that it's not a place of permanence. Rather, we know there's a permanent abode that's coming, and we know that we will meet Allah Azza wa Jal, and we know that this is the place of khalidina fiha abada, where the believers will be inshallah in Jannah, therein forever and ever to abide. And the disbelievers will go to the fire forever and ever. And there will be people who will have to enter the fire. Some of the Muslims will have to enter the fire for a period of time. Could be 100 years, could be thousands of years, before they are taken out and entered into paradise. So the intelligent believer, he works for the success of the year after. He understands what the purpose of creation was. It's to achieve the pleasure of Allah, it's to worship Allah, and to achieve success in the year after. Not in this world that is a place that is temporary and a place of loss. The year after is where we want to be successful, because that is the place of eternity. We continue tomorrow بإذن الله تعالى. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.